Hey everyone, welcome back to Blade and Brush. I'm Mike, your wet shaver on Good Friday. For those of you who celebrate it, although why you would call the day that our Lord and Savior was cruelly executed using the most brutal method of death imaginable by the Romans, a good one, I don't know. But people are weird that way. So anyway, it is a formerly nice spring day. Yesterday was grilling weather, cool but not cold, not warm, but good day for grilling. So I cooked up some turkey burgers on the grill. Today it's raining. I was climbing into the shower a few minutes ago, heard a bunch of thunder, and it's just going off like crazy. So today's shave is with the Timeless Bronze Razor, which you can see right here. Timeless is a company based right here in Ohio. And then for the soap, we've got a collaboration between Shannon's soap company and Timeless Razor. It's called Scarlet Zone. And it's a nice aquatic scent. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Yeah, I'm starting to see some stains forming on the Timeless Bronze Razor here. Yeah, this is solid bronze, by the way. Machined bronze. Timeless Razors is quite well known, at least here in Ohio, for machine tools, but also making high quality razors. I think they've got aluminum and stainless steel versions of this razor. But yeah, as you can see, I'm taking my sterling bore brush today. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm going to have lots of lather off of this today. But yeah, as you can see, I got myself a nice trim, which consists of taking a pair of electric clippers and running it over my scalp. I was about to say skull, not scalp. But no, it's my scalp, because my skull is underneath my scalp. Yeah. I can't talk today. Now let me go ahead and apply my pre-shave treatment, which is Phoenix Cube Soap. And it was drying off my hand after applying that, because the knurling on here is barber pole knurling, which is okay, but for my liking, that means it doesn't make for a very good grip. But yeah, yesterday and today was Good Friday in the Philippines. And my fiance was going to go, I think, to Good Friday services. Unfortunately, she tripped and fell the other day on the uneven sidewalks, bruised up her legs, something fierce. Yeah, I saw the photos that she sent me, and I was like, oh wow, that was rather nasty. I can see an area where she lives in Parañaque, which is a city in the larger Metro Manila area. Her area has a lot of uneven pavement. In fact, when I was over there last year, I went ahead and tripped myself. Although I didn't hit the pavement though. Now in the more affluent areas of Manila, the sidewalks are actually quite level and pristine. But then you've got places like Parañaque where, unfortunately, a lot of places do not have level pavement. But she does intend to go to Easter Sunday services, which should be pretty interesting. So the Catholic church she goes to, very picturesque. I think I might have caught I caught myself. I felt it happening. Too busy yapping instead of paying attention to what I was doing. Yeah, this razor, it's got a very narrow blade gap, which you would think would make it a mild razor, but because the tool overall is quite heavy, being made of solid bronze, that means it's surprisingly aggressive. So even though the narrow blade gap, you might think it would be less efficient, the weight more than makes up for it. Yeah, razors like this are designed to last quite a while. like about it most, besides the construction, is that it was made here in Ohio. As was the soap. In fact, the next shaving video I do, I'm going to use another Ohio brand. I'm going to keep that a little bit of a surprise for you. But for the record, I am using the same Astro blade that I started with on Sunday. So this is shave number 6 with it. Oh yeah, that's a bit of a weeper there. Quite the weeper. Actually, I think I'm going to be using a bit of toilet paper once I'm done with my shave. Because I don't think the witch hazel and alum is going to close this up. This goes to show, even if you're an experienced safety razor user, you can still make mistakes. Especially if you don't respect the tools. If you don't respect your tools, they will hurt you. In fact, there's a really old safety video that was produced, I think it was either late 70s or early 80s, I forget which. But it's called Shake Hands with Danger. And while it was rather silly and a bit over the top, it did do a good job of getting its point across, which is that the vast majority of accidents are not committed by newbies who don't know what they're doing. Nope, it's committed by industry veterans who should know better, but think they don't have to pay attention to what they're doing. So they get distracted, they get arrogant, they think, oh, I've been at this forever, nothing bad's going to happen, and then they make a rather obvious screw-up. And that's when horrible things happen. In fact, you can probably look it up on YouTube. I think that's where I first saw it. It was when I was in film school. When we were taking classes on communication. To see how propaganda films work, and propaganda, is not necessarily a negative connotation. It's basically anything where you're trying to send a message through official media apparatus. Or even a privately owned one. But it's intended for public consumption in order to sway people's opinions. But yeah, Shake Hands with Danger, although technically a propaganda film, but it's one of those that you really kind of need it. Especially now more than ever when people are just not paying attention to public health or public safety. There are people who would still be alive or have all their limbs if they paid attention. And I would not be breathing in my own the smell of my own blood under my nostril if I had been paying attention. So yeah, being extra careful right in that area. Yeah, the thing about this soap is that the lather is so thick, it's almost, it's not quite like glue, but if you don't add enough water, or if you don't soak it long enough, because I forgot to soak my brush before I got into the shower. Usually I remember to do that. But I let myself get distracted by the thunder outside. So I think if I'd soaked my soap puck a little bit longer, I would have gotten more of a lather. Listen to that scritch. You know, the other thing that I like about this razor, besides that it's made here in Ohio, actually not too far from where I'm living, is that being made out of bronze, it does an excellent job of retaining heat. So if I'm running my tap at the hottest tap I can get, you know, the hottest temperature that it will produce, then that razor will retain it like you wouldn't believe. Just gonna dry this off. And while I'm at it, let me go ahead and show this to you again. Yeah, timeless bronze razor, barber pole, knurling, scalloped cap, and a base plate, like you wouldn't believe. Drainage is okay, but if you look at the head here, yeah, right there, I don't know if it'll focus enough. Come on, camera. But yeah, like I said, not much of a blade gap, so it should be mild, but because of the weight, it ends up balancing out. But it's got incredible weight to it, nice balance. If you can afford it, and you can order it on the Timeless website, I would highly recommend getting it if you have the money. If you don't have the money, then don't spend it. I only got this as a belated birthday gift. But you can also order it with a matching stand for the razor. And I suspect, okay, it looks like it's already stopped bleeding. At least I hope so. Yeah, I am getting that sting where I cut myself. So now we rinse out my bowl. And on my brush. Probably should have used my Badger brush. I think these boar bristles absorb so much of the soap into themselves. But they kind of ate up the lather, if you take my meaning. So bristles just didn't want to release it. So I really didn't have any lather to waste rinsing out my bowl. Usually when I generate a lather, there's like quite a lot of it that ends up not getting used and ends up going down the sink. Which I don't like, because it does waste quite a lot of lather that I otherwise would be happy to use. But in this case, I don't have any to waste, so. Nice thing about having a red towel is any blood spots will not show up on it. All right, ordinarily I would go ahead and apply an aftershave, but you know what? For some reason, Timeless and Shannon's did not see fit to make a companion aftershave to this. So I don't have one, and I really don't want one, because I know with this cut it's going to leave quite a burn. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply only post-shave balm. And yes, I know that makes me a coward. And no, I don't care. It's like, why would I put myself through any discomfort if I don't have to? Sometimes you got to put yourself through discomfort, like if you're exercising or doing any strenuous work, or doing something you find unpleasant, like cleaning up animal poop or something like that. You know that is necessary. And really can't be avoided unless you like to live like a slob. But little things like this, if I cut myself shaving and I know it's going to sting if I apply aftershave lotion to my face, why do that? Okay? Not everything has to be a contest of how tough you supposedly are. Because real toughness doesn't need proof. So, anyway, enough of my rambling. Happy Good Friday to everyone. Hope you enjoy your Easter weekend. Stay safe. Do not spread COVID or measles. I'm reading reports of doctors who are going into the office with measles and coughing in front of their patients. Don't do that. Don't freaking do that. Why would you do that? Oh my God. But stay safe, everyone. Happy Easter. Happy weekend. I'm out.